delighted that soaked me.
Oh, you must be thrilled.
No, very thrilled. Is it recording?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what flavour that is.
Oh, malt.
Oh.
Oh no, I'd say you're thrilled with that.
No, I'm really delighted with that. Oh. Right.
Okay, ready?
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Oh. 3, 2.
3, 2, 1.
Why are we struggling with this?
3, 2,
1.
Heyis, right? My name is Miss Roots.
And I'm Mistaken.
And together we are
The Misses. And we're back.
We are back.
New podcast, same iconic duo. According to...
says the press release.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are back.
We are back
with a
brand new podcast.
Oh, we were like those Australian twins.
Oh, I don't like that now.
No.
Actually, I say I don't like that, but we do that all the time.
We do it all the time.
All the
we
time.
also do what we just done there, which is where one says one thing and then the other just repeats
Yeah,
the same
and then
thing.
the other just repeats the same thing again.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, no, exactly. Just two dumb bitches saying, yeah, no, exactly to each other.
That's what a lot of podcasts are nowadays.
That is actually true. We are back, but for some people mistaken
yes.
who you are.
Why did you say my name like that?
I don't know.
That's very
I
strange.
don't say your name very often.
No, but you also kind of said it like the word mistake.
Mistaken.
Yeah, that's
Mistaken.
different.
I call you taken.
Yeah, you don't call me at all, actually. You don't give me any consideration.
I don't. I really don't. I just say, here you, young fella.
You just look at me. Just look at me and talk.
I look and talk and hope that you pick it up.
Yeah, that's
We are saying we're back, but we may have some listeners who are
Brand new.
introduced to us for the first time.
A few stragglers that we picked up over the past... What did you say it was earlier? 51 weeks?
51 weeks, yeah, since our previous podcast. So that is where we're back from. We did have a podcast before this called That's Gossip.
Yes.
Which
is dead, buried, gone, and...
had to let my sister go. God bless her.
Love her and all.
She's
served
gone.
her purpose, but she's long gone. We just didn't resonate with it anymore, to be honest. And like we got some very good professional advice, which was... maybe it doesn't resonate with what we were trying to achieve with that podcast.
It wasn't on brand.
Wasn't on brand. It started during COVID. It was very like hodgepodge. It was named after a Gaga song. Like it was. Yeah. It had its moment.
Different time.
Totally different.
It was a limited series to begin with.
Do you remember we recorded it on an actual MacBook, but like just like with the MacBook open between us,
and we had like a tiny little pillow underneath. Do you remember we went out and bought? I say went out. We couldn't go anywhere. We had to wait online for 2 weeks for the soundproofing to arrive.
Waiting on the website.
Staring at Amazon.
I'm waiting for this now.
And we had to. It was a different.
It was a very different
grassroots project.
Aww.
Like me.
Yeah, like you.
That's my name.
Touching grass.
Touching grass.
Touching grass.
Yeah, so like you said, we decided that we were going to have a new podcast.
Yes. Which we got the namesake for in our previous podcast as well.
Yeah, I
sorry, I just want to say, after the next 2 minutes, we are never mentioning the previous podcast.
No.
Before. And we're not going to say previous podcast or anything to do with that.
But we did,
probably will, though.
In the previous podcast, talk about national conversations a lot. It kind of
became a trope.
A trope, a thing that we...
something I need to start a national conversation about something so trivial.
And if we were good journalists, which we've never claimed to be, we would have went back and listened to a few...
I think you think you are, though.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you are. No, I never claim.
No.
I am not a specialist nor an expert on
Who coined
anything.
the phrase journalistic integrity? Was it me? It probably was me, actually.
It sounds like you. Yeah, it sounds like bullshit to me.
Yeah.
So it's probably
me. Yeah.
But if we were really, good journalists, we would have went back and listened to the podcast a little bit. The previous one, that is. That didn't happen.
No. I actually can't stomach the sound of my own voice, ironically. People think I love the sound of my own voice. Cannot stomach it.
You talk a lot for someone who
doesn't. For someone who
doesn't.
This is the thing. But then at the same time, I'm also probably one of our quietest in the group.
Who's our?
Like between me and you.
Like the congregation. Like I don't understand who's mistaken. She's probably the quietest in the
I'm
group
the quietest. Do you know what I mean?
In the covent.
Yeah, I don't... In the covent. Covent. Like your cousin. Very different. But there may be some new people along the way. So to introduce ourselves, my name is Mistaken.
I am Miss Roots.
We are the Misses. We are a real life couple. Mm-hmm. We live
we
together.
Are Dublin's dynamic drag duo, according to our website. That's correct, yes.
We live together and we work together. We've been doing drag nearly 10 years.
Almost 10 years, yeah.
And 8 of those years, we are a couple.
Oh, we ate.
Oh,
Oh, we ate.
why do you always look at me when you say 8?
Oh, and you're really close to 9 actually. So we
know.
we really didn't utilize the 8 thing.
And in that time, a lot has changed. We have evolved in so many different ways.
Yes.
But this is our primary platform for airing our grievances with the world.
This is true. What really happened was we once sat down with a business specialist who told us that us being a couple is our USP, and we said, "Great, great."
So grand, yeah,
Fab.
Tano, thanks for that. Anyway,
That's
so
really
let's
nice.
monetize that then,
So romantic,
isn't it?
so romantic.
Yeah.
And this is really our platform to, like, just disagree for the most part.
Yeah.
To be fair.
As if we don't disagree enough.
Yeah, but this is in a controlled environment.
Yeah, it's kind of control therapy as well, because we very much, I'm able to call you out on things that you can't negatively react to me on, because
Which is generally just saying things wrong, getting things mixed up.
Yeah.
Like Covent.
Yeah. I'll never hear the end of that, will I?
No. I will also say that on the previous podcast, I think we still are within the 2-minute bracket. We're definitely not. Someone actually did come up just before, look you dead in the eye and say, "You give her an awful time."
Yeah.
And I felt
That is
so
true.
justified.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
justified. But we did, like you said, it has been 51 weeks since we done our previous podcast. That's it. Gone. We're not talking about it anymore. And we took a hiatus, which is fancy for saying we didn't actually mean to be gone for so long.
No, we actually said we were going to be back in August of last
Yeah.
year, and that just never happened. And to be fair, it was a mix of personal and professional things. Life got in the way, and it was the first thing to take a backbone
Yeah.
or whatever the phrase is.
Yeah.
And yeah, we didn't have the headspace to do it. It was a passion project. We didn't really,
Because it does kind of take a lot of headspace to kind of record a podcast. That sounds so poncy to say, but like
It does.
when you're really kind of wrecked, the last thing you want to do is sit down and talk about being wrecked. I don't know, or something.
But you know what it is when you're really wrecked? You also don't want to be doing a video podcast.
Because we are a visual form also.
We are. So this entire episode is going to be available on YouTube.
Yeah.
Clips will be on TikTok, probably haunting people at this point.
We haven't actually mentioned for anyone listening, we are currently in full drag.
Yes.
And to see the right here on my ear, if you're watching this little bit here, very sore. Very sore.
I'm also wearing some merch.
Oh my God. To be talked about later on the
Oh,
episode.
talk about it later. Oh.
I realised I went to do that, which is bite my finger for those of you, again, who aren't looking. And I don't have a nail
You have
on,
no
so
nail on.
I just kind of
You
had
just put
to.
your glove in your
I
mouth.
just had to bite the fabric. And I also have lip gloss on now, so that's grand.
Well, not anymore.
Has
You
to go in
don't.
the wash. No, gone now.
So, Mr. Reeves, what is a national conversation?
So a national conversation is something that the nation are already talking about.
Okay.
But we want to get involved.
we want to put our own
just
spin on it.
Put our own spin on it.
And we want to also remind people that we are drag queens, so we're probably not going to have journalistic integrity, and we're probably not going to have popular opinions, and we're probably going to complain about a lot of things, but that's the nature of the beast.
And we're going to do it on a national scale.
We are.
In a conversational way.
It's going to be, these episodes are actually going to be available in Limerick.
I know, crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Crazy. No, not for 3 years.
No.
But
And like,
listen.
maybe eventually it'll get to Roscommon where they still don't have broadband.
We'll send it to Roscommon when we quit this podcast.
Yeah.
And start our next one.
Called Town Crier. And it's actually just us on a box in Roscommon.
Crying.
Speaking to people. Crying. Yeah.
Crying. Yeah. In a town. Just crying. Just crying.
But one thing, so we got the namesake from the previous podcast, right? Done, never again.
Yeah.
And it kind of came up organically, because sometimes when you have something that is like a bit of an irk, right? Like, I had a semi-viral moment about the shopping trolley coins.
You did.
Right? And like,
Well,
why?
sorry, I love that you say you had a semi-viral moment.
Well, I was the one like,
I was on that video as well.
I got all the hate for it though.
No, you did get all the hate for it.
I got vicious
You did.
hate for that.
Yeah.
By straight white men, of course, naturally. And all I said was, why do we still need to have shopping trolley coins? Or why can't there be an
I
honor
think you
system?
said that we should, like, in the technological era that we're in.
Yeah.
Why have we not advanced past needing a coin for a
And
trolley?
like I'm happy enough. Give me a contactless if you really want me to pay for it, and like you get the money back in a deposit, whatever. I don't really care. But anyway, it was a gripe. But a national conversation can be something that, you know, people really need to be talking about this on a national scale.
And the thing is, people are already talking about it. Well, maybe
true.
not necessarily the trolley. I do feel like people are really. I believe one person said we were scraping the bottom of the barrel.
And they were like, we need to tax podcast equipment. Sorry, they'd never heard of that.
Never heard
of VAT.
Never heard of that. I pay all my VAT, thank you.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I do.
I think
I do.
I pay our VAT.
I give you the receipts.
Receipts,
I
eh?
do. But that's it. A national conversation really is. It can be as so. Again, getting into why we have the new podcast. We do want to talk about serious topics as well from time to time when they pop up, or things that are always there, but we feel the need to talk about them at this specific, any given specific moment. But national conversations sometimes are sweating the small stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I want to give out about a shopping trolley.
Which we are going to call trivial trauma.
Are we?
We are.
Oh, trivial trauma.
Yeah,
I
trivial
like
trauma. Isn't it nice?
It's nice.
I
Well,
think
not that the trauma's not nice. But
alliteration is going to be like the theme, I think, because we've got a couple of different sections in mind that we're going to be, dabbling with with and through the podcast. We've got trivial trauma. We've got hidden headlines. We have voice of the nation, which isn't really alliteration, but it does tie into the name.
But it feels nice.
It does feel nice. It feels on brand.
And then, of course, we have the national conversations, which are the larger topics that we are going to discuss.
Yeah, you looked at me when you said larger, though.
Well, listen.
Looking at me when you say
Looking
looking at me when you said larger. You're such a topic. You're such a topic.
I am.
Oh, everyone in Limerick will be talking. Everyone in Roscommon is going to be talking about you in 20 years.
But this is where we currently are.
It is.
This is the climate of where we're at.
The one thing that we did say with the segment of Voice of the Nation, that is going to be where you, the listener or the viewer, can have your say. You can raise a trivial trauma yourself. You can give us a hidden headline, which we should probably explain what a hidden headline is. It's I think a hidden headline should be an underreported story that people need to know more about.
Right.
And I actually came up with that on the spot.
You
Not
did.
gonna lie.
Good on you. Your earrings must not be hurting you, yeah.
Do you know
that
what?
was very quick.
I actually thought my earring was off because it's not hurting me, and that's a humble brag for me.
And it really, your ear was just gone numb. Completely numb. No blood going. Does blood go to your ear? Has to.
Sorry.
Blood, do you have...
Does blood go to your ear?
Like, it obviously does.
Well, it doesn't only go to your ear if you have a cut. Put it that way. It's already there. Right.
That was a vulnerable moment, which I chose to share with you. And you...
With me. Just me.
With you and the hordes of people that are going to DM me giving out about this now.
No, it's true. Actually, do you know what? Someone is going to say to you, and I know they will. They're going to be like, do you know what? I never even thought about having blood in my ears.
I know. But, well, I more so... You know where it came from? You know the way you can't feel if someone pinches your elbow because there's no nerves there? I kind of meant it in that kind of way.
Okay.
You just, like...
Where do you think... I was going to say, where do you think the blood goes in your body? But I was just opening you up for something dirty.
Oh.
It wasn't I?
Well, not your ear, apparently.
No, not the ear. But this episode is going to be all about us.
It is.
Because, like we said, we've been away from a podcast for the guts of a year.
51 weeks, thank you.
Lots has changed for us in Mrs. HQ.
Yes.
We are now fully self-employed divas. We are no longer a slave to the man.
We aren't. We were kind of known, quote unquote, for being corporate queens. And then, listen, we're not now.
Well, we kind of are because we're directors of our own limited company. So we're now just slaves to ourselves.
I actually made my LinkedIn recently. I updated my LinkedIn.
No, what you done was you reactivated your LinkedIn.
No, actually, in fact, I deleted my old LinkedIn so much so that I properly got rid of it. So I actually had to create.
You had to actually do it again.
Had to create a new one. Had to. And the way, so I was connecting with a few of my previous colleagues, which really just means the people who I don't call friends. Do you know what I mean?
But the people that you could stomach.
Yeah, people who I want to stay in contact with. Well, I don't have their phone number.
That's very true, because if I send you a connect request on LinkedIn, it's because I like you.
Yeah. It's
because I can tolerate you.
But again, I probably don't have your phone number. I probably haven't texted you today, although that is ironic because I did tours for friends. Anyway, and I had to update my current job, and I had to put the director of our company.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at me now. And I feel like people might have been like, oh, a director, and then went on to see that it was for this, and then be like, that makes sense. That just makes sense.
But so we're starting our own media empire, and by media empire we mean this YouTube channel.
Yes, this YouTube /podcast. But part of National Conversations again is the reason that we moved away from the previous branding was because we kind of do want to. We are fully self-employed. This is us now.
That's going to be. I think that's probably fair to call out. That's going to be a running theme throughout. Everything we do is going to be sharing that journey because. While it's amazing to be self-employed, it has its challenges.
It does. So hard. So hard to stay. So hard, baby.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
But
So hard, baby.
you put me off now.
Aw.
But part of it is that we have
So hard, baby.
we have the time to do like not whatever we want. No one has the time to do whatever they
No.
want all the way around. But like we have the times and the means to do things. We have the rest of the 40 hours of our week back.
Yeah.
So part of national conversations
Which I
is it
thought
can be anything.
I kind of overestimated those 40 hours. I thought they would feel a lot more than they actually do.
Listen, I didn't realise how shite of an employee I was.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what I am excited for? To be able to actually talk about all the things we couldn't talk about because we were employed.
Yeah,
so I can't wait to share those
actually
stories
employed.
of.
Yeah, but it wasn't
things.
until like I'm jumping the gun talking about it a bit, but like our first week being properly self-employed, and we were meeting a friend in town or something like that of like a Wednesday at 12, and then I thought it was going to be this like come to Jesus moment, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in town of a Wednesday at 12, and then I realized I would do that anyway because I had Microsoft Teams on my phone and I stayed active. And if someone looked for me, I'd be like, so sorry, went on a late lunch. If it was 12 o'clock, went on an early lunch. If it was 2 o'clock, went on a late lunch. Sorry.
Yeah,
at any
it's
given
just the
moment,
way it
I could
worked.
be on lunch at any moment. Who knows?
I got so creative with excuses.
Yeah.
And like for the most part, in fairness, I didn't really need to use too many excuses. But like maybe earlier on in my corporate career, I definitely had some creative excuses.
There were some creative excuses.
That actually would be fun to make a list of some of our wilder.
How long do we have?
Because I didn't really do I never done like the dead relative. I never done like the obvious ones. Do you know what I mean?
I think I done my... I'll rephrase that. I think I used my granddad as an excuse once.
Right.
In dire straits, might I add.
Uh-huh.
And I'm nearly sure, but like my granddad was already dead, so it wasn't a case that I was saying that someone died and they didn't.
No, of course.
I technically said my granddad died. He did. He did.
Yeah, true. You didn't lie.
I'm nearly sure my mom was like, that's like, I think she was like, that's kind of bad, isn't it? And I was like, well, granddad wouldn't want me to work that day.
Yeah.
Granddad would want me to
He'd
have
want that for
the
me.
day off. And I did. I did.
Okay, so let's take a quick break. I know we're only a couple of minutes in, but let's take a
Yes.
quick break from our sponsor.
Oh,
For those watching on the video, you'll
Sorry.
know who I'm talking about.
I thought you were going to actually just show the t-shirt which you're showing at the moment, and I thought I would have to remind you to be like, no, the premise of this is a podcast. People won't be able to see that.
No, but you will be. You'll be able
we
to
will
see
talk
it.
about it in a moment. You are wearing a t-shirt which will become relevant after this little break.